Hey friends, welcome to Origami Review, and today is a very special episode. We have a special guest. Now, this special guest is a talented folder and designer, and he's been pioneering an origami design culture. He's got some legendary designs, and you've seen them many times on Origami Review and a Hall of Fame channel. Introducing the one and only Plant Psychologist.
Hey boys, how you doing? Thanks for inviting me. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. For those of you who don't know, my real name is not Plant. It's actually Brandon Wong. So I'm also a B Wong, just like Boyce. But believe it or not, we're actually not blood related. But we both do origami, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome. So, Plant, you got a lot of projects going on. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Yeah. So I like designing. I think it's designing is what origami is more about than just folding other people's. I think designing is the really important part. So I've been working on some color change things, also kind of exploring the tilted grid world, and a lot of box bleeding stuff. I've also started with the design class that kind of like your crease pattern class, but for designing to kind of help kind of explain some of these design concepts.
Yeah, guys, we're going to show that design class real quick, and if you haven't seen it, you really got to. But yeah, let's jump into this origami review.
Yeah, so this is my YouTube channel here. So you can see the design class videos there. I'll be uploading them every few weeks or so, and also some other just random videos with like folding tutorials, those software demonstrations, and maybe a few time lapses and a certain funny meme video. But yeah.
Yeah, if you guys are curious about Orihime, actually, I didn't use it until I watched Plant's video on it. So definitely give that a watch. It's such a useful tool, and it definitely makes it a lot less intimidating to use.
Yeah, yeah. It makes the drawing crease patterns a lot easier. Like previously with Oripa, it was pretty tedious to make the crease pattern flat foldable and all that, but Orihime makes it really quick. So
Yeah, it's
worth
really
it.
great. It's
Yeah.
so good. All right, Plant, we're going to review some of your awesome designs. So here we are on your Instagram. I'm going to pick out some of my favorites and feel free to just talk about them a little bit. Give me what you
Yeah,
think.
sure,
So,
sure.
yeah. The first up, of course, is the Knight, which we featured, I think,
Yeah,
on the last episode.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, so I actually have it physically here. But the night was actually for the Origami Dan Design Contest. So I think 1 month it was medieval, and I actually didn't get it in time. But the next one was human figures, so I just turned it in for that. I think I was also trying to just get as many color changes as possible, just so there's the shield, sword, cape, and just try to pack it with color changes. That was my main thing with this.
Yeah, so one thing I really liked is the use of asymmetric design. I think you posted the crease pattern here. So
I
how
did,
did
yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of come up with this idea to use like the corner as I think the shield, and then you have another end as the cape and arms?
It's mainly just like a bunch of test folds. So before I come with the whole thing, I just come up with the shield part and then figure out how would I put this in the corner or how would I put this in the edge. And I found that putting it in the corner is a lot better. And then how do I make the sword? How do I put it in the corner or edge? And then found the corner is better. And then kind of just lay out all the parts on the square. Kind of like in your BMW video, you kind of explained this, that it's the kind of packing them together. So I just basically did that and it turned out like this.
Awesome. Well, it worked really, really well. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sweet. All right, let's move on to the next design. This is one of my favorites as well, and the photography is so on point. This is your dragon ship, or
That's
in this case, ship version 2. But yeah, tell us a little about this. This also has some really cool color change.
yeah.
And yeah.
So this one, the picture looks brown, but it's actually orange. So I just photoshopped that part. But this one, I think the original version, like it was actually probably one of the first designs I've ever made, like as a kid or something. And then this year, sometime I came back and grafted on a bird base. I think I talk about grafting in the design video, how that works. And then the color change are actually pretty simple in this one. You just wrap the layers around and it becomes a different color. This one's not too bad.
Awesome. Well, once
Yeah, oh
again,
yeah,
it's
there's
super cool. Yeah, look.
yeah, there's the photo. That was actually by Nicholas Lowe. He helped me out with that.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Lo, man. He's
Yeah,
he's
Lowe
really
was a great
good.
guy.
Oh yeah. And then here's your crease pattern. So is this more of a 22.5 approach? Looks almost bird
Um,
basey.
it's basically a bird base with a graft on it. So it's not. I wouldn't. I mean, yes, it's 22 and a half, but it's not really like, Kamiya level 22 and a half. It's just a bird base.
Gotcha. Just a bird. Sweet, sweet.
Yeah,
We
that's
love bird bases though, so super cool. All right, and then by far the cutest of your designs, this penguin. I folded it myself. It's so cute. Yeah, tell us how you came up with this one because this one was
This
really
one,
cool.
this one was actually kind of luck based because I was just I don't know what to say. I was just messing around with like the eyes and this kind of the indent or like the shape of the black part, and then just kind of free folded the rest, and it magically got the right grid size and everything. It was kind of luck based. One in a what's the word? Like, yeah, I just got lucky basically.
Nice, nice. And it's like a rounded model. A lot of times we have like flat models or a little bit, flat folding. We like the flat folding. So how did you come up with the idea to make it so round?
Well, it can be flat folded. I don't know. I don't think the crease pattern has the flat folded version, but it's just shaping basically. You just shape it into a rounder shape. So shaping comes with just experience and folding from diagrams. And you'll kind of get a feel for how to do it.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I just love how cute it is. Like the fact that people can just look at it and think cute. It's got some power to it there.
Yeah. Actually, sometimes simple designs are sometimes a lot harder to make than complex designs. Like the knight is pretty straightforward. Like the knight, you like do the parts and pack them together. But this one, like since it's simple, every fold really counts. And so simple models are actually really hard to get right and a lot less common.
Ah, that's a really good point right there.
Yeah.
If you told that to a random person, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't believe you. But yeah, it's definitely a lot harder to get a simple model right, for
Yeah.
sure. Sweet. All right. Next up, we have a tilted axis model by you, and this one's really cool. I folded the base. I haven't folded it all the way yet.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell us about your dog? It's also super cute.
Yeah. I think this was the first tilted grid design, and also kind of found by luck. But I think I started off with like the legs, the shape of the legs, and the kind of the structure you need to get to have like the outline of this leg. Because the main thing about tilted grid is like the internal edges, like the seams, kind of like if you know in Shuki Kato's bison it has like a strong seams. That's the main thing about tilted grid. So I started with that on the legs, and then it took a lot of test folding and trying out stuff to figure out the head, but eventually I got it, and then here we are.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember you had most of the crease pattern except for the head for a while.
Yeah. The head was really weird. Yeah.
But I really like how you kept it as just pleats because then you don't get like a super rigid, pleaty feel. You get that nice organic kind of rounded
It's more
feel.
organic. Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. And then what kind of got you interested in experimenting with this design method?
The tilted grid. I think the main thing is just no one else had really done it. Like Shuki had done it, but he was pretty much the only one who's, pushing it. Like 22 and a half and box pleated, everyone kind of is working on them, but tilted grid is like room for improvement. And I think there's a lot of potential stuff for the future of origami design in that area.
Awesome. So do you recommend people
Stonks, yes.
Yeah. On a scale of like all the other design principles, do you recommend people to really try this, or do you think they should, wait a little bit until they understand more box pleating or 22.5 design?
I think it's tilted grid is a form of unaxial box pleating, so I think you should be familiar with crease patterns and box pleating and stuff. And also the other thing about tilted grid is it's really good at animals and four-legged stuff and like round 3D figures, but other than that it's pretty limited. Like you can't make an insect out of tilted grid. You can't make like a multi-subject figure. You can't really do super complicated. You can do color changes, but like not that much. So it's a little bit limited, but for animals it's very good. Yeah.
Gotcha. And it's fairly efficient, I think, is one of
the efficiency is the other thing. Like most of the dog is actually like one layer thick. Like the entire head is one layer thick, and like the body is one layer thick, and so you don't really need a large paper. You need it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's really a cool thing about the tilted grid. I'll have to try that out for myself one day.
Yeah, it's worth it.
But sweet. And lastly, we have a really unique design from you. And I say that because anytime there's like a well-known origami design that's kind of out there that's multi-piece, turning it into a single piece is it, for me it's kind of notable. I recognize that greatly, and this is super cool. So this is your one sheet gear. Why
That's
don't you
right.
tell
One
us a
sheet.
little bit about this one?
Yeah, so this was also for the design contest. The topic was mechanical, so gears, mechanics. So this one, um, the idea is like it's just I don't know if there's a crease pattern. Is there? On the,
Let me check. Oh, is this?
okay.
Yeah.
Or oh yeah, if you look at the progress pics, you can kind of see how it works. You just have like a string of flaps, and when you wrap them together, it forms like a circle. Basically, that's basically how this gear works. So it was kind of like an idea I had, and I was wondering like, does this actually work? So this is a proof that you can actually do things like that. The other thing was at the time I was actually working on my own like design software, and now BP Studio came out, so that one's a lot better. But before that, I was trying to test out like something that I can use to test something I can design as like a test run of the software. And so it took like the tree maker packing and then converted to box splitting. So I think it worked pretty well for this one.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
I'm guessing that you were using single tissue. Does it
that's
get pretty
right.
thick
Yeah.
when you wrap
It
around?
gets really even in single tissue. It's still I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty thick in
Oh
parts.
yeah, you got little layers.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
looks really good though. Yeah, that's pretty
Hmm.
crazy. Cool. Well, that wraps up reviewing your designs, which is
Hmm.
really cool. We're gonna hop into some other designs I'm gonna show you, and let's see what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think.
Let's see.
All right. So first up, we have a fold by Alan R. or Alan, and then it's designed by help me
And
pronounce
Koya.
this correctly, but Kanakoya origami,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
Something like that. Something like that, I think.
Yeah. So this is the alligator. So give me your thoughts on this. You can talk about the design a little bit.
Yeah,
What stands out to you about this fold?
so I actually don't know what the crease pattern is. You have to pay for the crease pattern, so I don't really know the structure, but you can tell it's really well designed. It has all the necessary structures. It has all these spikes and all these teeth, which are actually fairly hard to make well, to design and to fold them well. You can tell Alan has like all of Alan's folds are really great, but this one you can tell he has attention to detail. Like what really blown me away was if you look at the back leg, like on one of the progress pics, you can see he has individual claws, not even like claws, but the toenails or something. That's very, very detailed, and the whole model looks very 3D and round and solid, so very realistic.
Yeah, the alligators are pretty chonky, and you
That's right.
definitely
Yeah,
get that feel from his fold here.
yeah, yeah.
Looks like he used double Wenzhou, and that means he painted his paper himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also spends a good amount of time making sure the pattern for whatever paint he's using is pretty spot on as well. But yeah,
It's
man, this,
it, yeah, it's really pretty. Yeah.
this is a really good one.
Hmm.
Cool, cool. And then to wrap up the episode, we got one more, and this is a color change model. And I know you like color change.
That's right. That's right.
So here we have Bodo once again um, with his cowl.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on this one. What do you think?
So what I'm really impressed about this one, usually when you do color changes, one of the main struggles is with seams. So like the edges of the paper that run through the model, and it's really hard to deal with those and make it look nice. But what's really good about this cow is it's not seamless, but he does a very good job hiding it or minimizing it. Like that big black spot in the middle, it's very solid color. There's no like edges running through it. Um, and also the other thing that's struggle with color change is making the paper not bleed through. So sometimes, like for example, this one you can kind of see the colors. I didn't do a good job here. The colors went through. It's kind of orangish, but this one it's pure white and pure black, which is actually it's really hard to make. So especially on a paper as large as I think 68 centimeters. So that's really good, really
Yeah.
impressive from them.
Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
paper, and yeah, that's true. If y'all saw my glue stick double tissue, it is hard to,
that's right.
to
Yeah.
make white come through through the black. So mega props to Bodo, guys. Check out this cow. This is like the most cow
I think so. This is the best. I think this is the best cow out there I've seen.
Yeah,
So,
I really think so too.
yeah.
I think yeah, both sides are different. So the spots, it's a different pattern.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's which
Yeah.
is it's crazy. It's like
It's crazy,
man,
man. I didn't notice that. Yeah.
yeah. That's some great insight onto color change too. I learned something from that, so that's really cool. All right, so that wraps up the models we have to review. But Plant, where can we find you? What's all your plugs?
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube here, also on Instagram. And if you look through some of the YouTube descriptions, you should be able to find the Discord links. So there's the main Origami Dan Discord. Oh yeah, there. And then there's also the design server, which is, it's the server that I run is focused on designing, so asking questions and stuff like that. You can also DM me stuff. I respond to DMs and stuff, so you can find me. Yeah, you should be able to find me.
Well, Plant, thank you for coming on Origami Review. It was such a pleasure, and your insight is really good. So I hope all the viewers loved it and learned something. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, boys. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It's actually really nice to be here. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
absolute honor.
Sweet. So you guys know what to do. Check out all the links in the description. Everything from the models reviewed, all the plant stuff. It's going to be in the links in the description. Drop a like on this video and subscribe to both our channels. Check out all of that.
Right.
But yeah, leave a comment below what your favorite Plant Psychologist design is, and let us know what you want to see next. See you guys in the next video. Bye.
See you guys.
All this origami, all this origami, all this origami got me going kamikaze now. I'm